Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna check the rotation gacha, but before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So I was thinking about spending my rotation coins, or well, rather than spending them, how to spend them whenever a double desire campaign appears. And I was thinking about going for weapons or going for blue supporters. But which should any player, which banner should any player go for? Like, which is the best pick among all the gachas? Well, first of all, we need to distinguish between weapons and supporters. Weapons are going to enhance the character, specific characters, while supporters are going to enhance every single character. With that in mind, you should probably first go for all the busted supporters that are available in these banners, and once you have them 5 out of 5, maybe you can go for the weapons. It is perfectly fine if you decide to go for the weapon banners, but I strongly recommend that first you strengthen your account with supporters with versatility rather than enhancing one specific character. But let's see what each banner is going to offer. And due to the fact that we can only see the name and not the effect or image of the supporters, I'm gonna check them over here on the supporter part. And what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna put each color for UR. And I'm going to tell you which supporters are available in the rotation gacha, as well as I'll only highlight the busted supporters. If a supporter is not busted, I'm just gonna say that it is in the banner, but it is not important. So this one is in the banner and it's busted. Also in the banner and busted. In the banner, busted. In the banner, busted. In the banner, in the banner, in the banner, busted. In the banner. Then we go down. In the banner and useful, not busted but useful. In the banner. In the banner, in the banner, in the banner and busted, in the banner and useful, in the banner. Oh my god! Like, is there something else? No, that's it, guys. That's all the green ones. Well, I mean, there's limited in the list and F2P, so obviously. Now, in the banner and busted, in the banner, in the banner. In the banner, in the banner, in the banner, in the banner and useful. Let's see. In the banner and busted but niche. Very busted and very niche. In the banner and kinda useful, depending on what you build. In the banner. In the banner. In the banner, in the banner and busted, in the banner and busted, in the banner and kind of useful, I guess. And lastly, we have the suppressed ones. So in the banner and busted, I mean, it's a defensive supporter, but it's really good. In the banner and useful. Let's see which other ones. In the banner. In the banner and busted. In the banner and usable. Kind of useful / usable. In the banner. In the banner and busted. In the banner and busted. Which else? Which else? In the banner and busted. In the banner and busted. In the banner and niche. It's busted, but only when you hit the niche. Let's see. In the banner, and in the banner and busted. Yeah. So basically, with that, we can see that probably the best banner to roll on if we're talking about supporters is gonna be definitely the green one, because it has the most busted supporters. And not only the most busted, but also kind of the most important ones. It gives you the crit supporters and Also, there are some very versatile picks like Nano, which give you both critical for melee or damage for range, which is pretty good. So yeah, this is probably the best banner to roll for supporters, but let's say that you already have at least one copy of each good supporter at 5 out of 5 from all the color banners. Then you want to go for those weapons. But what do these offer? Like, why are they good or bad? So, starting with the starter trio weapons, we have the weapons for Sakura, Asagi, and Yukikase. But Heaviko is also sharing weapons with Sakura. Lina and Anero share weapon with Asagi, and Aina shares weapons with Yukikase. So, is this a good banner? Well, for the most part, no. These weapons are not that great. I mean, the mochi weapons are kind of the highlight. And Cherry Storm. Cherry Storm is a really, really good weapon. But look at the amount of other things that you can obtain from this banner. It is not great, in my opinion. And it is a lot of risk to try and get this one. Increased critical damage against enemies? Nope. Fire Greek is also pretty useful if you are using a lot Yukikase, though she has fallen out of grace for most players. Then we have the banner for Rinko, Su, and Murasaki. If I'm not mistaken, they do not share weapons with anyone, so this one is gonna have a very small pool of URs that you can get. And the highlight here is going to be Hawiya. The Hawiya is probably the best weapon that you can get, along with the Machinery X. I mean, if you want to use this specific niche with Murasaki. Other than that, let me check. Oh yeah, Su's weapons are actually pretty good. Double Dragon, Kajiri, and Unidentified Knuckle X are pretty fun to use. Like, Unidentified Knuckle X is super fun. Is for weapon actives, and Dragon Kajiri is very useful because it's basically a better version of Unidentified Knuckle X. So yeah, there's, let's say, 4 weapons out of 9 that you can get from this banner that are useful, but these characters are like not, they don't want to play that way. Like, Murasaki doesn't want to crit on challenging content because, well, BR and critical resistance, and she doesn't want to go red. And Su, I mean, you can use these weapons with Su, but it is not a banner that I would recommend for the most part. Then we have the banner for Emily, Kurenai, and she's Shiranui, and Shiranui shares weapons with Lapis. For these banners, what are they offering? Reduce damage taken from all enemies while particles are fully charged. So Cocytus is not that bad, but it locks you out of the ultimate to take advantage of this effect, so it is also not the greatest. Besides, it's a defensive effect. The Momochi weapon, this one that enhances damage for Shiranui. This one, which is not that great because it only gives you 26% at most damage increase. This one for speed increase, that's like usable, but it's not the greatest effect. This one is, I mean, the Momochi weapons are always going to work, but particularly with Emily, it's like another highlight because of how fast she hits. Then this weapon is also good. Coordinate of Supremacy, one of my favorite. And yeah, 1, 2, 3, let's say 4 weapons out of how many? 2, 6, 9. 4 out of 9 weapons are actually good. So, in my opinion, you don't need them. Like, Lapis can perform well with PvP weapons. Shiranui has the Wicked Star weapon for VR. If you have a Slash of Blessing, that's gonna be way better than any of these weapons for Emily. And I mean, the one that you want the most is probably Cornet of Supremacy, but building a weapon active build is kind of difficult because it is not as supported as other kinds of damage. Then we have the banner for who? For Oboro, Asuka, and three more. Kirara, Phantasma, and Eleanor. This, in my opinion, is probably the best weapon banner that you can roll on. And that's because of, I would say the renewals, but it's not only the renewals. So, let's check what this one is going to offer. So, first of all, look at the amount of weapons that we have here. That's going to be 5 from these 3, 3 and 3. That's 11 UR weapons that you can get. So, which are the good ones? So we have Deviation X3, Unidentified Deviation X3, which, I mean, it's usable, but it's not important for the most part. We also have Skullface, super great weapon, one of the strongest weapons in the games. And it doesn't matter your S level because it's going to give you, I mean, yes, it matters, but it's always going to give you that flat 20% penetration as long as you have mind control. So, wait, no. Damage dealt to targets on the... flat damage increase. A flat damage increase, not penetration. Yeah. Then we have these ones. Like, it has an interesting effect, the skull weapon. I'm not gonna say this. Deadly whatever. And we also have... Oh yeah, Impact Blade is also a pretty good weapon. Like, the renewal weapons are pretty good, but there are some characters who have better renewal weapons, and Asuka is one of them because this is going to increase her damage significantly. That's one, and so we have 2 good weapons on this set, and then we have Yomotsu Heigo, not the best weapon in the game for Kirara, but usable if you lack HP recovery and you want to use her as a supportive tank, because you're going to be able to heal yourself. Then on this one, Luffy's Drop. Luffy's Drop is also pretty good. I have already told you about this. I mean, it is not busted, but it's helpful for the most part. Especially because it enables her, healing onto Kirara. Treasure of the Deep Ocean makes Eleanor an excellent attacker. In case you don't want to use her limited set and go for more damage, this is a great weapon to use. And also Falling Heart. Falling Heart enables Phantasma's leader skill, and it becomes really, really busted if you have a good enough S level. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 6 out of 11 weapons are gonna be pretty useful from this banner. So yeah, I do recommend them. Let's see. Then we have the banner for Astaroth, Noah, and Ingrid. This banner offers... let's see. We have Skeletal Tartaros, which deals damage and increases damage for 10 seconds. But it's 6 particles. Oof. Like, the damage increase is not bad, but the amount of particles. We have Ignis Blade. It is not a bad weapon, but I wouldn't call this weapon busted. Though it enables some things because it gives Ingrid cooldown reduction. And that's kind of important. It can be abusable, especially you pair it with Tempest Lina. It's gonna be great. Then we have Crystal Heart. Pretty good weapon, actually. It's another weapon that gives you HP recovery. But, to say the truth, Noah doesn't need the extra healing. She already has good healing. Unless you want to go with green or red, because her healing is on blue. Then, the Momochi weapon. Mr. Wonderbird. I mean, it's an okay weapon to roll for. It's definitely worth it, but it's not busted. Let's see. Starlight Navigator. Okay. Not the greatest effect, but there's something good here. It gives you up to 40% damage reduction from demons, but Astaroth also has a Wicked Start anti-demon weapon, which is gonna give you that and damage increase. So yeah, enhancing this is not an option anymore, unfortunately, though it is not that bad. And we also have Undying Apophis, which is one of the best weapons in the game. Definitely worth it to roll for this one. So basically we have only maybe three, let's say three weapons that are worth it from this banner and 9 UR options. So that's kind of rough. It's 1 out of 3. Let's see. Then we have the banner for Felicia, Tokiko, and Shizuru. Yeah, Shizuru. So wow, this is only going to give us seven weapons. We have Narakusan. Narakusan is a weapon that you can use on weapon active builds. It is similar to Coordinates of Supremacy. It is fun, but I mean, it's difficult to build. I'll say it's worth it, but as usual, difficult to build those weapon active builds. Fomorian Edge, also good. Frozen Valkyrie, also good. We also have, let's see, Reaper's Wing, also good. Like, the Momochi weapons are usable no matter what. But, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I would say that this is a pretty good banner overall. But the best weapon for Shizuru is gonna be her limited weapon. Tokiko can be really good just by equipping the mechanical dart knife for F2P players. So that's another thing. And Felicia can use either this or her limited weapon. Let's see. What about Sora, Rin, Nagi, and Maika? Oof, no, this is not looking great. So we have Lapis Prism here, and this is one of the worst weapons in the game. You don't want to roll this. We also have this one, increases skill damage by 23%, usable but not great. And then we have Nagi's unique weapon, which is going to increase damage against bosses. This is one of the best weapons in the game, but it's on a terrible banner, as you can see. Freikugel is good for weapon actives. It is pretty fun to use, but I won't say it's busted. It's just fun to use. So yeah, like the highlight hit here is gonna be Kumokiri and Freikugel. Those are like the two weapons that you want to get. And for Shisui, Saika, and Spinel, what weapons do they offer? We have Round Zero, which increases basic attacks, and it's pretty bad. Like, really bad. You don't want this weapon. Silver Paladin, great weapon, but for defensive builds. Because it reduces damage from all enemies by 15%, that goes up to 30%, it's amazing. So if you're building defensive Shisui, this is a great weapon. Crimson Executioner, don't be mistaken, the effect is not terrible, but it is not impactful enough. It's just a 10% speed increase on a character which on red and blue is kind of slow or not fast. It has a disarm, but it's 5 seconds. And on green is super fast, but it doesn't need this extra 5 to 10% speed increase. So yeah, this is not a great weapon. So only you want Silver Paladin here, actually. So probably the best ones are gonna be this banner along with this one, in case you want to roll. So guys, be sure to save your rotation coins and use them whenever there's discounts or there are campaigns, where there are special things in the shop. Maybe those Demonite. I do not like the price, but I know that people like to buy those. And nano machines. And wait until the anniversary comes around, because probably there's gonna be a campaign or two about that. And tell me, guys, right now, which rotation gacha or which rotation banner would you like to roll on? Which one convince you the most? What are you looking for? What offers you the most value right now? For me, it's going to be this one. And even though it opens tomorrow, I think I'm gonna wait a little bit more before I roll on it. Or maybe I roll on blue because I'm still missing some key supporters in Heaviko and Sayaneo. But well, let me know in the comments which banner you're rolling on, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye.